Welcome to GSCC Youth and welcome back to our series, My Everything. Have you ever found yourself in a difficult situation where you realized you weren't strong enough or smart enough or powerful enough? Where you found yourself at the end of your strength and just felt like you might not make it? I think all of us have experienced moments like that in our lives that in that moment, I want you to remember this. God is your strength and He is everything you need. This month, we're memorizing this verse that holds an amazing true promise from God to us. No one will be able to stand against you as long as you live, for I will be with you as I was with Moses. I will not fail you or abandon you. Joshua 1:5. What an incredible promise for us to remember that God is with us, that He will never fail us or leave us. I might not be strong enough, but knowing that God is gives me strength to deal with whatever might happen in my life. Psalm 28:7-8 says, "The Lord is my strength and shield. I trust Him with all my heart. He helps me and my heart is filled with joy. I burst out in songs of thanksgiving. The Lord gives His people strength. He is a safe fortress for His anointed king." Today we're going to look at an incredible true story of a man named Samson and read about how God was his strength. The story of Samson is found in Judges 13-16. Samson's mother had been unable to have children until the day God sent an angel with a message. The angel of the Lord appeared to Manoah's wife and said, "Even though you have been unable to have children, you will soon become pregnant and give birth to a son. So be careful. You must not drink wine or any other alcoholic drink, nor eat any forbidden food. You will become pregnant and give birth to a son, and his hair must never be cut, for he will be dedicated to God as a Nazirite from birth. He will begin to rescue Israel from the Philistines." Judges 13:3-5. Samson was gifted with incredible strength that God intended for him to use to save Israel. But instead, he uses his gifts for his own personal pleasure and gain. And as he grows, he makes a pretty big mess of things. He falls in love with a woman named Delilah, who is bribed by the Philistines to discover the secret of his strength. After deceiving him multiple times, she finally learns that cutting his hair would strip him of his power. So when Samson falls asleep in her lap, Delilah cuts his hair. The Philistines come in and capture Samson, gouge out his eyes, and imprison him. One evening, all the Philistine rulers and people gathered in the temple to worship their false god Dagon and to celebrate the capture of Samson. And they had Samson brought in from the prison for their entertainment. Samson said to the young servant who was leading him by the hand, "Place my hands against the pillars that hold up the temple. I want to rest against them." Now the temple was completely filled with people. All the Philistine rulers were there, and there were about 3,000 men and women on the roof who were watching as Samson amused them. Then Samson prayed to the Lord, "Sovereign Lord, remember me again. O God, please strengthen me just one more time. With one blow, let me pay back the Philistines for the loss of my 2 eyes." Then Samson put his hands on the 2 center pillars that held up the temple. Pushing against them with both hands, he prayed, "Let me die with the Philistines." And the temple crashed down on the Philistine rulers and all the people. So he killed more people when he died than he had during his entire lifetime. Judges 16:26-30. Samson prayed to the Lord in his moment of weakness, and even though Samson had made a lot of mistakes, God heard Samson and gave him the strength to rescue Israel from the Philistines. Many, many years later, Jesus was praying in a garden. He knew that he was about to be arrested and crucified, which was what he had come to earth to do. He came to rescue us, and in those moments before he had to walk through the most difficult challenge ever, he knelt down and he prayed to God. Then, accompanied by the disciples, Jesus left the upstairs room and went as usual to the Mount of Olives. There he told them, "Pray that you will not give in to temptation." He walked away about a stone's throw and knelt down and prayed, "Father, if you are willing, please take this cup of suffering away from me. Yet I want your will to be done, not mine." Then an angel from heaven appeared and strengthened him. Luke 23:39-43. I find it absolutely incredible that even Jesus faced a moment that he needed God the Father to be his strength. And when he prayed, God strengthened him so that he could complete his mission here on earth. If Jesus needed to pray to God to ask for strength, don't you know that we all need to do that too? And when we ask God for help, we can ask him with confidence, knowing that he is our strength, that he is everything that we need, and that we can trust him.